been pretty tough on Joe Biden and his cabinet picks, with the exception of a few people. However, when it comes to his economic team, there is a little bit of good news. Biden has selected 3 new economic advisors who seem to be a little more focused on fighting against the inequality that many Americans are suffering from today. One of the advisors is a former economic policy director to Senator Elizabeth Warren. Let me give you the details. So Biden's transition team announced that Bharat Ramamurthy, who was or has advised Warren as a senator and a presidential candidate, will serve on the National Economic Council with a focus on consumer protection and financial reform. He has worked closely with Warren to develop proposals for a wealth tax and to investigate fraud at Wells Fargo and a data hack at Equifax. He also helped devise the Data Breach Prevention and Compensation Act, which would have fined Equifax $1.5 billion for consumer privacy breaches. And so, he comes from the school of like wanting to reform this economic system, which is certainly better than what we've been experiencing under Trump with deregulation and tax cuts and more inequality. So it's a little bit of good news. Elizabeth Warren, I'm sure, was hoping to be part of the cabinet. That didn't happen, but we do have someone who worked closely with her serving as an economic advisor.
Yeah, and so that seems good. And the responses, which you're gonna get to, are positive from people that I trust. I'm naturally gonna be cynical and wonder how much influence will actually be there, because the things that this individual is notable for pursuing are not things that Joe Biden even implies that he'll do. And many of the things that he's implying that he'll do, we are suspicious of whether he'll actually prioritize them or actually do them. But like, he's not talking about having like a wealth tax or anything like that. Maybe a little bit of corporate accountability. So I wonder what the long-term impact will be. No matter what, having the person in a position like this to do this sort of advising is a good thing, but we'll have to see what it actually produces.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's really hard to be super excited about this. And you're right. It's hard to be super excited because the proof is in the pudding, right? We have to really see how much influence people like this pick are going to have within this administration. I do want to note though that there have been wonderful progressive organizations who have been pressuring the Biden team to choose progressives, including Ramamurthy into his cabinet. And so you have the Justice Democrats and the Sunrise Movement celebrating this. They mentioned some of the other economic picks that they had suggested who did get chosen by Biden's cabinet, by Biden's transition team. Here's a statement from Justice Democrats and Sunrise. The appointments of David Camlin, Bharat Ramamurthy, and Joel Gamble are a major win for progressives and all Americans who want the next administration to use every single tool at their disposal to end structural inequality in our economy. And they also write that Camlin understands that the rich must pay their fair share to give workers a shot at prosperity in the 21st century. Ramamurthy, an NEC appointment pushed for our organizations, understands that Wall Street and the most powerful corporations in the world must be held accountable to the rule of law. Gamble understands that 40 years of trickle-down economics must be reversed through major long-term investment and working class communities across the country. So we'll see how this all plays out, but we've been wanting progressives in the cabinet. There have been some decent picks, and so credit where credit is due. But again, I want to emphasize proof is always going to be in the pudding, and we will update you guys on all of that as stories like this develop.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.